Yeah, 44 degrees, perfect. Hey guys, welcome back. This is Mike with Ace Cafe Bikes, and today we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to start a little mini series. We're going to do a little bit of stripping. We got this little guy. This guy came on it's got some fuel in there. That's probably going to be the first thing we need to do is get rid of that. So, 1 second. All right, got the old trusty cat litter box with some rotten fuel in it already. Yes. Whew. Wow, it's starting to stink a lot already. Let's see if we can get this guy off. What kind of treasures we're going to find in here. That doesn't look great. Actually, it probably doesn't look too bad. So let's just try it like this and see what happens. That's probably really not the best. So let's get rid of this gas and then we'll start this all over again. All right, now that we got that sorted out, the plan for this series is try to teach myself how to do some painting. So the first task is to get the paint off this tank. So we're going to try two things. One, we're going to use some stripper. The other one, we're just going to try to grind it. See which works best. I have a feeling a mixture of both of those things is probably going to be the best route, but we'll find out. So what we're going to do, I have this really pretty, not that pretty, blue tank that came on a bike that I didn't want. We traded that bike off, but we kept the tank so we could do some practicing because it's got, you know, curves and stuff. It's a little bit better than just doing it on purely just metal. So what I think we're going to do is I'm just going to put a piece of tape right down the middle of this guy. Very scientifically. And then we will do, I think the side is tipped to you guys. Actually, we'll do it like that. I don't really want to take the petcock off, but maybe that would have been best. We'll pop open the old stripper. The stripping stuff I got is called Clean Strip brand, premium sprayable stripper, but we're just gonna do what it recommends. It says you could spray this if you put it into a metal spray can. The instructions specifically say I put this in a metal dish, not a plastic dish, or a plastic dish that's chemical resistant. I'm not sure. So shake it well. We've done that. So, oh. And we'll put a little bit in our dish. I'm going to use a foamy brush. I'm going to just lather it up. I think I'm going to do this side. Yeah, why not? Okay, so as I do this, I'm just going to explain a little bit about why I'm doing this. So I've got a couple of bikes coming up here really soon that we're going to need to do some custom painting on. And a little bit different, wow, it has eaten up the foam. That is not a good... Foam brush is not the best tool to use. So make a note of that, guys. If you're thinking of doing this, I would probably just use a real cheap brush. We'll get some on here. It says to lather this up and then let it sit for 15 minutes. So I guess I'll do that quick and then I'll tell my story. So we got this pretty thick. Oh wow, it's already, in some places, already starting to come off. That foam brush is funny. That's funny how that's just falling apart. All right, well, we've got, I think this is gonna work great. Look at this. It literally is just peeling it off as we watch. 15 minutes it says. Well, hopefully, and I don't know, maybe this was house paint, not spray paint. I'm not sure. But yeah, that is wicked stuff. It is just, I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's just growing. Anyway, as it does its thing, like I was saying, I've got a couple of bikes that are gonna need some custom paint. The only bike I've ever painted is the GS850, and all we did there is we stripped all the paint off and we painted clear all over it, so it really wasn't that hard. My biggest worry is, one, we're gonna take some stuff off and we're gonna potentially have paint that'll bleed. That's number one worry. Number two is when we do the painting of different colors, the ones that you have taped off, there's going to be a lip there where you're not putting down extra paint. That's worry number two. And worry number three is it's just going to look like crap. So we're going to test that on the tank that we don't need or want, and we're going to make this a little, I don't know, 3 or 4 part series. We're going to upload them all at the same time so you can kind of click through the ones that you want to watch. Tonight's video is literally just stripping this off, and then we'll go from there. Yeah, it's definitely doing its thing. All right, so we're literally just about 5 minutes into this, and you can clearly see it is just eating it away. I don't know that grinding the paint off is going to do any better than this. It's actually some really powerful stuff here. So as we watch it do its thing, maybe it's a good time for you guys to hit the comment section. Let me know what you guys have done in the past. What kind of strippers have you used? What kind of paints do you use? I'm just going to use some simple Rust-Oleum paint that I got at Menards, which is a local hardware type store near us. Kind of competes with Home Depot and Lowe's. And we're just going to go with that. Now, I've had trouble in the past with these paints, either mixing the clear coats or doing it too soon or doing it too late, and having it do something like this, actually, when it tries to dry off. It just delaminates the paint. So hopefully that won't be a problem on this series, but definitely it's just trial. And I would suggest that you guys would kind of maybe do the same. Don't go into your final project without ever testing any of your skills. And that's what this really is all about. So we're gonna definitely give this a shot. We're getting close here. A few more minutes, and then we'll scrape it off. It's been only maybe about 10 minutes, but I thought maybe we'll just kind of see how this is going. Oh, wow. That is pretty wild. It's really slimy. Looks like the guy had some primer on there. The blue paint is lifting off really easily. Gloves probably would have been a good idea. I think that is actually pretty successful. You know, like I said, I'm tempted to just do that on this side because it does look like it's working really well. And I wonder if this spot right here if that had some sort of, looks like it's got a heavier duty primer on that, but I wonder if that also had some fill. Like maybe this tank had some damage, maybe that was the repair. So the Bondo's taking the paint, the primer, a little bit more intense than just the metal. I could be wrong on that. Maybe this black, it's very black, so I'm not sure if that's paint as well. We're gonna hit this side with a sander, and I chose this guy just with, so like a 60 grit. That's what I had laying around. I've got an orbital sander, but I think that might be too aggressive to the metal. But I might be wrong on that too. Let's do a quick spin around on this. And just see what kind of effort it's going to take. We're going to take our old green tape off. See what kind of effort it's going to take here for this. Well, it's taking considerably more effort, makes a bigger mess. I think what we're going to do is we'll examine what we've got so far. Let me turn that around so you guys can see that. It's doing a good job. I don't think it's messing up the tank, but I think the stripper is going to do a way better job. I say it didn't make such as big a mess, but we still got all this to deal with once we get it cleaned up. But let's do that. We'll finish the job here with stripping all this paint off with the stripper. And we'll get back to you. All right, guys. As we wind this thing down, we got all the paint off that we need off. And I think a clear winner was this stripper. Now maybe this tank has some sort of special sucky paint on it that just came off really, really nice. Who knows? But it didn't even take the 15 minutes like it says on the can. We put it on there and started peeling it off right away. And then we could just kind of slough it off. I did use this little scraper, kind of drag it across, peel it off a little bit. And then I'm just wiping it down with I'm just using water. The directions say to use, they have a product called Afterwash or mineral spirits. I think that's to stop the progression of it continuing to eat away the paint and stuff. So either way, as you can see, there was a little bit of damage on that side that they're trying to fix. It's really rough out, so we're gonna have to sand that a little bit. There's a little bit of scuffing on this side as well, but overall this tank isn't in too bad shape, and it's definitely going to suit our purposes. So stay tuned for the next episode on this, guys, which we're going to scuff this up and put some primer on it. We might even start dabbling with a little bit of color. So hope you enjoy this one. Continue on to the next episode right over here, or maybe over here. Thanks, guys. This is Mike with Cafe Bikes. Have a good night, guys.